Hi everyone, hi and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thanks so much for joining me. Just before we hop into today's guest, I just want to start off by saying please follow me, follow the show on Twitter at battlerapresume. Obviously it is me, figuratively the royal we, but battlerapresume@gmail.com as well. Get in contact with me, through the Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. There's lots of video content that we put on there that isn't necessarily put into audio form and put onto the the iTunes, but also subscribe to the podcast as well. If you listen on your phone, listen on your mobile device on the way to work, on the bus, whatever. It's crazy. People just message me like, oh, I listen to this on the train all the way to Edinburgh. I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. You just listen to soul and C major or whatever. I guess there is quite a lot of people that have been on the show now, so you can sort of make your own little playlist. And thanks so much for everyone listening. Also, if you want to help to support the show in any way, iTunes reviews would be really welcome. They seem to be really good currency. Like I've had a few and I'm really, really grateful for that. If you're curious, just go on the iTunes page, check out what people have said about the show. It's mostly positive. But yeah, give me 5 stars and please, please give me 5 stars and then review as well. A review would be fantastic. Just give me your opinions on the show. It's just interesting to read as someone who wants to curate the show, but also just it's good for the algorithm. You know, Sam Harris has taught me that on his other podcast. He said that, you know, the more reviews you get, the more chance you'll be in the new and noteworthy section. And I know it's a little gauche to be like, oh, give me reviews, push my notoriety, but it's just, you know, who doesn't want a bigger audience? You know, anyone. I'm sure Don't Flop would say the same thing. You know, you do want that bigger audience. And so yeah, please leave the iTunes reviews. Please subscribe at battlerapresume on Twitter, battlerapresume@gmail.com. My guest today is, one of the most eccentric, interesting, straight up funny MCs in Don't Flop. Like P Solja, it's good to have you on the show, man.
Yo, what's good, Tom? You good?
Mate, I'm very good. I've been, for the past couple of days now, I've been watching some of your battles, and I've been having such a good time, man. You've grown. Like, you still do the kind of gangster, like, drug shit, and I love that trill talk, but watching, say, like, a JIMIKID to a Pedro, it's like, wow, you really, like, developed.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you've got to start somewhere, aren't you? And, like, I started on the on-beat thing, and then I got into Don't Flop once I met Matter, and that was it, bro. Like, I like the whole acapella aspect of it rather than rhyming on beat, because on beat, a lot of it were freestyle, and I kind of like the written aspect of it, if you get what I mean. Yeah,
but you seem so comfortable on a beat. Is that something you've been doing for years?
Yeah, well, like, a lot of battle rappers that I've met across the years, like, just went straight into battle rap. They didn't have no rap experience at all. But with me, I went the whole route of started off as a grime MC at 15. Then I wanted to be a rapper. Then I went back to grime. And it just basically went on all my life until I came to battle rap. And I'm still actually doing music now. Yeah. But I had that background before I actually stepped into battle rap.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, was this always in Leeds as well?
Yeah, like Leeds was my realm until I actually battled for Don't Flop. I'd never left Leeds for anything musically at all, bro.
And like, I mean, had you known Dialect and Matter and those sort of people back then, or?
Like, Dialect I've known for about 10, 15 years. So me and Dialect go back a long time.
Before Deal or No Deal?
Yeah, way before that, like.
Shit.
I knew Dialect when he was a little skinny teenager, do you know what I mean?
Great,
and
man.
I've seen him progress and change over time. I've known Matter about 4 years, and Zen the same. I met Zen and Matter through Dialect, you see.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, coming from the music into, say, I just said to you off air, we're just going to touch on this briefly, really. This is kind of, I guess it could be deemed your tryout. It's the first battle that you have online against JIMIKID.
See, I don't mean to be boasting. How can you toss me? Coming to the red with a hat that's like a tea causing. You're a fucking ass fool. I will come here wacky with the whole room. I'm a ghoul. I'm a straight up lunatic. You're a dog. Call me Michael Vick.
And, it's YMC TV. What was that organisation? Can you remember?
Yeah. Basically, it was, we have an event in Leeds called Unity Day, and it happens once a year. It's kind of like, it's a bit like a carnival, but not, if you know what I mean. It's like a festival, like a one-day festival kind of thing, and they always do fundraisers before the actual event. And this event, they put that they was doing a rap battle contest or whatever. I'd been watching shit online and that. I'd never battled before, and it was all freestyle. So I thought, I can spit on beat. I freestyle when I'm fucking around. Why not give it a go? I went there, gave it a go, and won the tournament. That there is actually a tournament.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's 3 battles, and you know, as if to reinforce the kind of stereotypes, you start on the Shook Ones beat, which was just like, but you know, no one can deny it's a great beat to battle on. And,
it is the go-to beat at battle events, isn't it, when they're battling on beat.
Oh man, yeah, you got to. And it's a good fucking battle though. Like, I watched it and I was a bit like, oh, P Solja's try it. I've never seen this. I was like, oh, this is fucking, and like JIMIKID as well, decent. Like, it's a nice clash.
Yeah, it was a good day, to be fair. That day there is actually the first time I ever met Zen and chilled with Zen properly, because I'd gone in there with my girlfriend at the time, so there was literally me and my girl. I wasn't rolling deep or nothing like I normally do in Leeds. It was just me and my girl, and Zen actually turned up on his own. And he was like, oh, you're P Solja, right? I was like, yeah, shit, you're Zen. And then literally we just clicked from there. And that was the first day I met Zen. Zen was in the competition and got knocked out in the first round by my cousin. Yeah, man, it was a good day.
And you have teamed up with Zen, haven't you, on Clash Money years later?
Yeah, literally, that was just an off-the-cuff thing. I think Tron was meant to have a battle that day, and his battler didn't turn up. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll battle you. And then Yunnan was saying, no, I'll jump in, we'll make it a 2-on-1. I was like, fuck it, let's get Zen, and we'll battle. And basically we did. I ad-libbed Zen.
And like, you know, one of the things that I've spoken about a lot on the show is kind of 2011 to 2013. There were a lot of minor leagues around the country that existed and did quite a few events. And, you know, you seemed to battle at a lot of them before you even stepped foot on Don't Flop. You had like 7 battles out, including battles on Wrapped in Wire and Stand Tall.
Yeah, Wrapped in Wire was the first written league that I ever did, and that was basically a bunch of guys stood in a fucking pub in Warrington, bro. And literally that is all it was. Yeah. I met a lot of rappers there though, to be fair. That I met Raptor there all them years ago. I met Bizzo, I met Innuendo, I met O'Shea. O'Shea actually judged my second battle there against GEE, but yeah, Wrapped in Wire was good, but it was good while it lasted.
Do you remember who GEE he tried out against in Don't Flop?
Was it Jimmy the Kid?
It was
he tried out against Milk.
One actually.
Was it?
Yeah, weirdly, yeah.
Fucking hell, that is crazy.
But I mean, like, what was Stand Tall? Was that another written league?
Yeah, Stand Tall was a written league that I mainly battled on because it was a bunch of guys from Leeds trying to make a league. So I thought at that point there, I'd had a couple of Don't Flop, I'd had one Don't Flop battle, and I thought, well, people are getting to know who I am now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and help this Leeds league out and still battle on there. If you see, Dialects had a battle on there, Zen's had a couple of battles on there, me and Matt have battled on there.
Yeah.
So basically, we all just clubbed together and did what we could to do to help Leeds, but it seemed like the guys that was the promoters and the bookers for that event just liked to get pissed and disrespect the artist. Well, not me directly, but I saw it going on and stuff like that. So in the end, everyone just got wise to what they were doing, and it kind of folded, which was a sad thing, really, because it was something we had in Leeds where we all could go once a month and have a laugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it all just kind of folded.
You battled a lot for that league as well.
Yeah. I tried to battle on every event. If I didn't have other things going on, I did actually try to battle on every event, and I never charged them once. You know what I mean? I just did it because I was trying to help Leeds.
You versed a guy called Your Platform, which was a weird name.
Yeah, that was a real weird battle, to be honest, because like I'd never met the guy, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna beat you. He's gonna do this." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And we turned up on the day and we battled, and he happened to know quite a bit about me. I was like, hey, how this was the first time I've ever battled somebody, and it's like they knew something about me, and I was like, how has he known this? Like, I need to tighten my circle. Fuck this.
And you know, before you even really step foot on Don't Flop, like you mentioned Don't Flop before, your first battle is with Bizzo, which, we'll just got to touch upon. I don't want to dig into that too deep, but you battled a ton, which is quite rare really for a tryout of that era. You had battled a hell of a lot. Like, did you feel quite confident then coming into a bigger area like Don't Flop? Or?
To be honest with you, like, I felt natural as in the aspect of sitting down and writing a battle and learning my bars, but until I went to Don't Flop, until I was stood in Brixton Jam and Bizzo was stood in front of me, like, I was so scared, bro. There was so many people like in the building at that time because it was a big event, like, and I just remember everybody looking at me and her doing the intro, and I was like, fuck, what is my starting line? And it was just like, it was so difficult. Like, my stomach was turning, my knees were shaking, I felt hot sweats. I was like, oh no, why have I done this? And as soon as I said my first line and got my first crowd reaction, all that just went away. I was like, yeah, I can fuck with this.
I guess your style in particular as well is one that, nerves are quite bad for. You're quite effortless, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose now it is very rare that I get nervous before a battle. I think the last battle I got nervous in was probably the Pedro battle, and that's because of Pedro's momentum going into the battle at that time. But I don't really get nervous. But then, like you say, with my style, it's like I'm there to entertain people. I'm there to make people laugh. So if I'd have said my first line and not got a pop or a laugh or nothing, I think that might have just folded me. I'm so glad that didn't happen.
And like, in terms of, I mean, I'm looking at kind of your dates here, especially for Stand Tall, as you were saying, you were battling almost monthly. Like, your writing, rehearsal, how are you balancing that, all together?
Bro, it got to a point at that stage there, like, I was learning and writing battles in 2 weeks. That's why I think the progression is noticeable from me going from them leagues to Don't Flop, because I'm having a longer time to write with Don't Flop, and Don't Flop's meaning more to me, if you know what I mean. I'm like, it's a bigger platform. It's time for me to showcase what I can do. So I put a lot more time and effort into writing for Don't Flop battles than I did for, like, you Stand Tall and you Wrapped in Wires and stuff like that.
But before we get into Don't Flop as a whole, I want to quickly just take a little sidestep and focus on personally one of my favourite battle leagues ever, Words of Weapons. Great league, right? I mean, shame about what's happened in the past, but regardless, so many good battles on that league.
Yeah, like, you can't. If there's one thing, no matter what someone does, you can't take away hard work and history. So they have had some classic battles on there. There's battles on there with a lot of views. There's battles on there that have got some excellent reputations within the grime scene, and it's like a lot of people did make the name from Words of Weapons. Like, I loved the events. The events was wicked. I think on a grime level, that is where I was. That's where my material popped because I think Words of Weapons was a lot more street, and grime is highly street influenced. So I think that was what Chronicle had going on there, was a perfect platform for grime. It was just a shame that he didn't really know how to coordinate himself to make it last. It was a massive shame. When I was over like a king at the events, and they all just went. There's still people now up to this day approach me about Words of Weapons battles. Don't even mention Don't Flop, do you know what I mean? Yeah. There is them few people that don't even know. They're just like, oh shit, you're that grime MC, you're that guy who battles on grime, and do you know what I mean? So in that sense, it has been good. And me versus Chronicle is my highest viewed battle on all online.
It's such a good battle, that one.
I don't holler at you, man, for beats. I ain't saying what you make is weak, but me and you in the same kind of peaks, cause you're like a pussy, cause you like to leak. I said, hold up. I said, master all your tracks and get your name popping. Network with some peeps and seek the best options. Treat your CDs like some food, hit the road and shot them.
So, I mean, P Solja, I'm here to praise you, but I have to say, Chronicle's performance in that battle, wow.
It's because he knew he had to, bro. He knew he had to. Because the way that battle came about was really weird. Like, I'd literally been out in town one night, and I came home and I was pissed out of my head, yeah. And I wrote a status saying, nobody in this country can beat me on trap. And then I inboxed Chronicle and I was like, set me up a trap clash on your channel. And he was like, what the fuck's a trap clash? And I was like, basically, trap beats will rap about trap shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you know what? That's a good idea. That could actually blow up. And I was like, well, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, okay, I'll look for an opponent for you. About 3 weeks after that, he came back to me and he was like, I can't really find an opponent that I trust to clash you on this platform as a main event for my event. So I was like, so why don't you do it? And he was like, I don't know. And then 2 days later, he sent me a message back. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. 2 days after that, bam, he put out a send. I was like, what the fuck? All right, so it's on.
Yeah, you've got to kind of throw away your personal prejudices that you might have against Chronicle. Obviously, the guy who sort of accidentally deleted the entirety of Don't Flop, but no, not even accidentally, but did, But whatever. This is an incredible performance by you. Great performance by you. And like you say, yeah, Words of Weapons did have that street element. I lived in Manchester in like 2013, 2014. I was lucky enough to go to 2 events, and I'm not a street guy, P Solja, quite clearly, but like I've been to a lot of Don't Flop events. I've been to Words of Weapons events. I can tell you the differences are night and day. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, it's such a different environment. And you know what? You know what I like about it as well that you don't see at Don't Flop events. When you're waiting for a battle to start a Words of Weapons event, there'll be there'll be loud fucking grime, really loud music, and if it's indoors, it's fucking loud as fuck, man. It's crazy. And like, there'll be several groups just doing a cypher. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's because to be honest, that's how you meet a lot of people within the grime scene. Like, going to events and ciphering, going to these club nights, and if you know the MC will pass you the mic or whatever. Like, in Leeds, me, Zen and Dialect can basically go anywhere. If there's a microphone and grime playing, we can take that mic. Like, that's what level we've got ourselves to now. So it's like, that's how you meet a lot of MCs. Like, I've met a lot of the big MCs in London and that have come to Leeds to do events, and they've recognised me, they've recognised us, do you know what I mean? And it just makes networking so much better through, like, because basically you're displaying what you can do there.
Yeah. Rather
than just saying, yeah, I do this, check me out online. In grime events, you actually stood on stage spitting, so they're like, fucking hell, this guy sounds good. Or fucking hell, I got a beat that this guy sound banging on. So it's a lot easier to network by doing them things. That's where I think grime has one up on a lot of other genres, because you can go there and do that. A guy who can have no name whatsoever, he can be Joe Bloggs from fucking Northampton, can just turn up, smash a grime set, and next thing you know, he's on Grime Daily, he's on Link Up TV, he's getting shared on Facebook and getting 500,000 views and stuff. And next thing you know, a guy who's never spat other than in his bedroom is nationally known, and that is a good thing about grime.
Yeah, no, you're completely right, man. And like, 2 of the people that you faced on Words of Weapons are 2 of my favourites, 2 who never really get that much talked about because they didn't really get the a cappella thing. But FOS and Jakus, they're both killers, man.
Yeah, FOS and Jakus, the 2 people that I am actually cool with, do you know what I mean? Before the battle, I was cool with them. After the battle, I'm cool with them. Both of them battles was battles that I took because Chronicle was like, I need another main event battle for this card. Do you want to battle FOS? I was like, I ain't got a problem with the guy. He ain't got a problem with me. Yeah, we'll do it for music. And both of them was for music. Jakus, that battle was off the back of a week's prep. That's why it's only 1 bar per round each from us.
It's pretty fun battle though, that one. Pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. We're good. But to be fair, like, I battled Jakus, then the event after I battled FOS. Me and Jakus actually had a lift together to go battle FOS after the battle. We've worked on music together since that. That was literally, the Leeds event had come round. I basically says to Chronicle, nah, bruv, you're not throwing an event in Leeds without me being on the card, bruv. I'm not having it. Not now. And he was like, oh shit, I don't know if I can get anyone for you to battle. I was like, bro, I'll go find my own battle, but it's not happening. And he was like, yeah, cool. I messaged Jakus. I was like, yo, do you want to clash on Words of Weapons? And to be fair, Jakus had quite a bit of beef in Leeds. A lot of guys didn't like him, so it was a bit funny about coming to Leeds to clash me. I was like, bro, you coming to Leeds to clash me, I'm going to make sure nothing happens to you, bro. I couldn't do that to you because it'd make me look like I was setting you up. He came to Leeds, we clashed, he left. I walked them guys to the fucking bus station, do you know what I mean, bro? I didn't have to. Well, to the coach station, I didn't have to. But that's just it. I gave him my word that they was going to come to the event and nothing was going to happen. There was guys in there that wanted to take his head off, bro. But he still came and gave a good performance and showed fucking balls to come to my ends. Do you know what I mean? So I'll always have respect for Jakus for that.
Yeah, I had no idea he had a fucking bounty on his head at this event. Like, he performed so good. Like, shit. Like,
I'm telling you, like, if you watch the battle, there's guys stood behind me that are just, like, straight up galling the guy, and if you see me in the battle, I kind of knew subconsciously that it was not a good place for him to be, do you know what I mean? Because I'm not being my usual self, because subconsciously I'm thinking about, is this guy gonna get banged after the battle or whatever, do you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck. But yeah, everything went fine. Like,
no, I'm glad it did, man. So yeah, and a Future as well is another person I fucking love.
Future is another G.
Jeez.
Absolutely. All right, then. Here's another bit of history for you. You see the event where I battled Jimmy the Kid? Future was in that same tournament. Out in first round as well. See that? Zen and Future got knocked out in the first round of that tournament. It was a good high standard, man.
Yeah, it was.
Real high standard.
And like, Future's one of those guys as well where it's like, without Words of Weapons, he needs that push, you know what I mean? He needs that league.
Most definitely. And like, if you saw his dope flop, did he try that against Tox, didn't he?
He got bodied, unfortunately,
Yeah, Tox killed him. And that was another thing, like, I think that kind of hurt him doing the acapella thing, because Future is grime through and through. Like, if Words of Weapons was still going, he would be on that next plateau right now.
Oh yeah.
There's battlers like him, Vigilant.
Yeah.
Them two are made for grime. There's a guy from Leeds called Crawler as well. Like, these guys are made for grime, do you know what I mean? So when they try and do the acapella thing, it kind of damages their brand.
Yeah.
But if a league popped up that was like Words of Weapons, them guys would flourish on it, I'm telling you. Look at Future's views on Words of Weapons. Nearly every one of his battles is over 100k. That's crazy. That is crazy. Even Soul don't hit 100k, do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
If anyone's listening to this and hasn't like watched Future's battles on Words of Weapons, the guy's a fucking machine. Like, he's incredible. Like, he is kind of robotic, but in a good way. Like, his delivery is just.
It was my first ever battle on Words of Weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first ever grime clash, was against Future, and I think that's sitting on like 98k at the minute. It's crazy.
The guy, man, he is. It's on 93k at the moment. Yeah, crazy shit. So we'll get into the first clash proper then. This is against Soljitsu.
So pussy, don't get rude, cause I want Pet to do you. I'll aim the shooter, grip the Ruger, one eye closed like I'm Rick the Ruler. I'm gonna take his chain, but two things came to mind: Pedro's jeweler.
You know, raised the bar, Leeds. Was it good to be at home?
It was amazing. Like, that day was just such a weird day, though, and I think the performance reflects on that.
Okay.
Because, like, that day it was mad. Like, that morning I woke up at I must have woke up about 9 a.m. I was unsure about my bars, so I started like going through my bars and that, I'm fucking up. I'm thinking to myself, no, it's in my hometown. I'm going to fuck up. Last time I battled in Leeds, I battled Willsey and absolutely smashed it. What are people going to be expecting? Then some other personal shit happened that morning. And I was just like, fuck, it's just all going into a turmoil right now. Right. So basically, I just went there and tried to get my shit going. And to be fair, I think it's a hood classic, but I know I could have done a lot better. And Soljitsu is one person that I would love a rematch with, because I reckon it would be a lot better now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like when Quill and Old English battled really early on. It's like if they rebattled now, that would be a sick clash as well.
I think that's a thing for... Dot Flop should really look into doing a night of rematches.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
And is that who you want, Soljitsu?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely I'd want Soljitsu, because now me and him are boys, you know what I mean? We talk on the phone, we talk online or whatever. So now we've built up a relationship where we know the boundaries to push with each other, and that it would be a lot better now.
It's a good battle, man. It is honestly.
Just rip on him for being Wills's mate. Yeah,
it's a really fun. It's a fun battle. You know, when you guys are getting introduced, he introduces Soljitsu and his phone goes off, and it's like Becknell just got all of his bars texted him or some shit like that. It's you know, it's a pretty fun moment, and you know, you kick it off round of fire like a holy ritual.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
We get the da. Like, is this the birth of that, or?
Yeah, that there. The first time I ever did that was in the Chronicle battle, and people went mad off of it. So I was like, "Fuck it, let me try it on Dot Flop and see if it works." I did it against Willsy, and then I was instantly known as the Adadada guy. It was nuts. I was walking through the street in town in Leeds. People are coming up to me going, I'm at festivals. I'm like, Jesus Christ, fucking hell.
Where's the merch, man? Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. I should have banged this on a t-shirt, but yeah.
Mom joke time type shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, roll with the G's that never gave a shit kind of guys to call Irv and get away with it.
That is, do you know, the reason why I said that bar as well is because the night I battled Willsy, basically, like, anybody in Dot Flop knows, like, if I'm battling in Leeds, I literally bring the hood with me, bro. Right. And, like, that's just me, because my boys don't get to come and see me. A lot of boys that I chill with don't really leave the ends. So when I do battle in Leeds, they kind of, like, come out in abundance. So that night, like, there was a guy there who literally come out of jail that morning. Wow. And all he'd done is watched, like, Dot Flop in jail. He'd obviously heard that us guys were doing his thing, and, like, he was so amped and gassed to come to an event to actually meet her. He was like, oh, is that guy going to be there? Is her going to be there? I'm like, yeah. So the first thing he's done, as soon as he's seen her, he's turned around and gone, yo, Irv, come here. And Irv's walked over like, what the fuck? This big hen black dude that's fresh out of jail's like, yo, I've watched all your shit, man. You man. And Irv's like, what the fuck is going on? And the guys be like, respect Irv in a bit. And then ever since that day, I've just called Irv. I still do it to like, what's happening, Irv? In my phone, he saved as Irv. Funny story, man.
That's a funny story.
That's why that line got such a good reaction off her, because he was like, you fucker, because he must have remembered straight away from that.
Yeah, I never forgets, man. He seems to get every single fucking bar.
Yep.
You know, and you just close off it, to, it's a strong opener. Anytime I battle in Leeds, walk in the park, Yorkshire's Terrier, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man, it was just a shame. Like I say, like, I didn't really know my stuff that well. That's why, like, there was stumbles in it. Sometimes I was taking time out to think of what I was actually going to say next. But because I actually rapped that slow, quite a bit of it was played off. But that battle was just bit and piece together. Like, in my second, I was saying bits from my third. Like, it was just all over the shop, man. It was good, man.
It's dangerous doing that, isn't it? Like, playing with your memory.
That. Yeah, definitely, because you're thinking, am I going to say the same shit twice? Like, what's going to go on here? Like, that would be a nightmare. If you delivered the same punchline twice in one battle, that would be a nightmare.
And then Soljitsu, at this point in his career, is really on the up and up. This is another great battle by him, great quality writing, performance. He's a very charismatic guy, isn't he? Killed a sniper on the front line using Soldier as target practice.
Yeah, he did say some nice shit, man. Me and him had a little undercover bar off.
No, it's a bar fest at times. Like, you know, 2-6 like World Junior, which before it was really played out. Like, you know.
Do you know what? I'd never even watched Breaking Bad, but now I get that by Soljitsu.
Right.
Like, I only watched Breaking Bad a few months ago, but that was fire.
That was a sleeper. And one of the interesting things that happened in sort of 2013, obviously Bad Bars was kind of a paradigm shift in many ways, and people got obsessed with it, including Soljitsu, who seems to do mostly Bad Bars for the rest of the round. He just loves the idea, it seems.
Yeah, I think that kind of shot him in the foot. Like the first few of them was funny as shit.
Yeah.
Then I think I could tell the whole crowd was like, "Oh fuck, he's doing another," and like I was like, "No, don't do that," and he's carrying on, and I'm thinking, fuck, oh well, I've won this round.
Yeah,
like. What he tried to, I could see what he tried to do, and what he tried to do was something different. But I was just like, "Ooh, I don't really know about that, mate." Yeah.
No,
so,
I get you.
I think that shot him in the foot. But yeah, it was like I keep saying, man, I enjoyed that battle so fucking much.
Yeah, it's a fun battle. But is it fair to say that the crowd were a bit dead at times?
Yeah, I think the crowd was dead because at that stage there, dialect was practically blowing up. And I think at that point, the crowd was like, where the fuck's dialect? We want to see dialect.
Don't they understand there's other people?
Dialect versus natural.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, man, I think that's what it was. Then you had another banger that day, which was Zen and Jay Short, which was crazy. That anybody that enjoys freestyle rap, go and watch Zen vs Jay Short, because that is crazy. There was mentioning people in the audience, people stood at the bar was getting in, like, it was mad. It was absolutely mad.
Yeah, they're both insane freestylers, and I think your second as well is a really strong one. You know, the Pedro Jula line, the hold down his click like drag and drop. You know, great shit, man. And his Bad Bars does weigh down his round, and you have a much cleaner kind of tight round there. And like, even when the crowd don't react, it seems like you do get reaction from people on stage. Like, everyone does vibe with you.
Yeah. That I suppose I'm lucky in that sense, and I think when I start my battles, I always say, make some noise or whatever, or are you with me or whatever. I always do that to always gauge the crowd. Like, if someone says fuck all, I think, yeah, it's going to be an hard day at the office today. Yeah. Or if they're going nuts, I'm thinking, right, then let's have it. Let's go, do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like, some of the stuff I said in that battle was, I think it was picked up on cam afterwards, but the rappers in the building got the shit straight away. I think that's why the majority of the reactions were coming off stage.
No, you're right. And, you know, Soljitsu has a tighter writing in the second. We have a kind of don't blast at all. It's, you know, front line, it's a no-go. But, I mean, you know, it's not awful. He quotes you, the whole smoke weed 1Z away from a willy.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny, like, and you know, again, the Bad Bars thing, but he's using your bars as Bad Bars, which is quite a sort of fun you know, strategy. In my bits, they call you Wildy Coyote because we know he's trap shit. And, you know, it's good stuff.
That there was fire. When he said that to me, I was like, fuck, that was fire. Because at that point now, all I was going on about was trap this, trap that, trap this, trap that. And like, when he said that to me, I was like, wow. He just summed that up pretty quick, the bastard.
Only man to make money with a box out your team is Dialect.
Yeah, that was sick as well. That was sick, but he lied.
You know, in your third, a little stumble here and there, repeating words.
Yeah, that because my third was just like, I was just pitching together what I could remember from my third and like throwaways that I had. Like, I literally, like, when I've wrote battles and when I've done battles in the past, like, if you give me a few bars from the round, there's a good chance I'll know the majority of the round. But that third there, up to this day, I still have not got a fucking clue what I meant to write in that third.
Yeah, it is very.
Maybe I might use them against him if I rematch him.
Yeah, it's kind of residual at times. Take me to court. When I draw, you're fucked, like hentai porn. Not bad.
That was one of the best lines up to this day that I've ever said. When I draw, you're fucked like hentai. That is dark.
That's like a big case, like style haymaker, like, you know.
Yeah,
it's good. And then the whole Sikh temple scheme.
Yeah, see, the Sikh temple scheme, like, that was a joke. Like, I wrote that as a joke, and Matt was like, nah, use that shit. And I was like, what, serious? And he was like, yeah, because try and keep it an ongoing theme. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, against Wilsey, you did the Costa Rican bar. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a bar that's absolutely irrelevant to the person I'm battling, but it can describe how I can kill him. And it's fun as shit. So, yeah, he was like, run with it. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I did it. And it went off. Like, people was like, yo, that Sikh temple scheme was crazy. And I was like, bro, it was a joke.
Yeah, talking about Soljitsu is always in the back of the battle, sticking out like the orange poles outside Sikh temples. And then short but round with a point. Like, it's potent stuff, man.
Yeah, man, it was like literally. There's a Sikh temple literally about 10. I passed it one day. I was like, right, fuck it. I'm gonna think of a bar for this every time I pass it. And like by the end of it, because at that stage, that's how I was writing. Because I was known for like saying something and then being like no, and then saying it a different way. So I was kind of known for that. So I just thought, right, I'm gonna play on a scheme the same type of way, and like I came up with that. And like I say, I wrote it and I was just saying it while laughing and shit like that. And Matt was like, yo, that is actually fucking fire, bro.
And it is great to rewatch. And the judging, Decoy, do you remember him judging for a long fucking time? He judges for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, talking shit. I remember that day, him being annoying as fuck, and him and Bowski putting on an absolute snore fest. I think they killed the vibe before my battle. Yeah, it was. That's it. They killed the vibe.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you versus Soljitsu is a sick battle, there's no doubt. So, you know, it deserves more of a reaction than he gets. But yeah, Decoy, Bagnall hurries him up. You know, he gives it to Soljitsu. He does it round by round. Bowski comes in, calls you both cool bastards, gives it to Sol. Sean O'Mac gives it 2-1 to Sol. You know, it's a loss, but it's still a really good battle.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like, as soon as we'd both called time and it was done, I knew I'd lost, you know what I mean? But I was just like, fuck it. I didn't let it beat me up. That night I went out and turned up or whatever, you know what I mean? I was just like, fuck it. Shit's happened. What can I say?
Well, I mean, it's a great record. You know what I mean? It's not. No one's going to watch it and think you did shit. It is a really good battle.
Yeah.
You know, and we push forward. You battle Enigma. A little bit more words of weapons before we get onto the Pedro clash. Like, you've been battling maybe 1.5 years at this point, maybe 2 years. Like, how you feeling? Pretty comfortable?
Yeah, like, I'm comfortable by now. When I battled Enigma, I think by then I'd found my style, I'd found my way of writing, I knew what I had to do in order to make the crowd pop. So by then it was just coming a lot more natural.
It is really impressive. Like, every time you get on the stage, you do manage to make the crowd laugh and react, which is pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it is so hard to do, because I've been in some places and it's just nothing.
And, you know, pushing forward then to one of your best clashes, I think, you know, a battle that if you wanted to show someone like progression from the earlier era, this is the Pedro battle.
But remember that time in Knots? Let me refresh your memory. It took place in a popular Portuguese chicken shop. There were me, a couple of MCs, the 2 owners of Dope Flop, all going in on our selected sides and that finger-licking chicken. While you were sat there looking under pressure, trying not to look with your mouth dripping. You see, I didn't want to bring it up, but I just couldn't let it slide. Because this fucking side man couldn't afford a side.
6th birthday, first battle of day 1. A lot of pressure to kick off a big event.
Bro, like, there's a story behind that battle again. Like,
yeah.
the night before that, sorry, Bagnall, Kruger, like basically all the Don't Flop staff and the American battlers came into Leeds like the night before the event, and Urs give me a message. He's been like, "Yo, I've got fucking what was his name? The guy, the international that was there that year. I think
6th birthday, Chiller.
No, not Chiller Jones. The other Lotta Zay. He was like, "Yeah, I'm at the hotel with Lotta Zay and Big T and a few others. Do you reckon you can get them guys some weed?" I was like, "Yeah, of course. I'll be there in 10 minutes." Boom. Flew straight to town now. I think they were staying in the Marriott or something like that. Yeah. Come around the corner at the Marriott. I just see every fucking battler, well, more or less battlers that I've seen on URL and fucking all this just basically just stood in a hotel lobby. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? That's Big T there. You know what I mean? It was like, yes, P, what's going on here? So I've sat down. I've chilled with these guys, sorted them all out and that. They give me the money. I've gone. I've stood outside. A lot of Zay's come outside and he's been like, "Oh, do you want to smoke?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." So I was basically stood there chilling with a lot of Zay. By this time now, more and more battlers are turning up now. So there's a good community of battlers stood outside this hotel now. And
who else is there?
There's me, there's Zen, there's Quill, there's Lotta Zay, there's Chiller Jones, there's Big T. Like, there's literally a lot of rappers there. Like, so we're all just talking about the difference in the weed in America to England, and do they smoke with just the regular fucking bullshit. And then Urs walked up to me and he's been like, "Oh, yo, P." I've gone, "What?" He's gone, "We're thinking about because my battle was meant to be a break battle."
Right.
And Daylight didn't get into the country, so Daylight and Calcium Kid was off.
Yeah.
So it was like, "There's a space on main stage now. I'm thinking about putting you on main stage." I was like, "Whoa, what?" So it was like, yeah. Main stage, Stylus tomorrow in your own city. I was like, fuck. And literally, I battled Wilsey at the birthday before that, so I went to the birthday in Leeds, so I saw the crowd, I saw Matta battle Lo Pesci. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be battling like on this stage. So as soon as said that to me, in my head I knew, right, fucking hell, it's go time. I literally, there and then, said bye to everybody, got in the car, came home. Soon as I came home, I was up till like 4:30 in the morning, just going through my shit, making sure I had my shit down pat. And then that morning, I woke up and I was like, well, after about 3 hours sleep, I woke up and I just knew all my bars so perfect. Like, I was like, wow, he's dead. There's no way I can lose today if I know my bars like this. And I think it reflects in the performance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fascinating because it entirely does. You have one of your best performances, and I think Pedro still has a great performance. It's one of Pedro's sort of scrappier performances, I would say, in the sense where he can't seem to string full bars together like he can fluidly, but there's still tons of great lines on his part.
I think when me and Pedro battled, I think it was my battle, the battle that he had with me, that is when it just went kind of crazy for him. As soon as he says to me, "I'll punch your mum in her son's lip," that was it. JME was tweeting that like it went nuts. That was like the start of a fucking roller coaster for him, because it just went nuts after that.
You're very right, actually, because this was 6th birthday. Then at 6.5, he battles O'Shea, where mum joke time and everything. Like, that was really his renaissance, wasn't it? So yeah, you are right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it was even in like the introduction to Pedro versus O'Shea, it's like, if you haven't seen P Solja versus Pedro, where the fuck have you been? Because that is a great fucking battle. Yeah. And for Pedro to have the balls to step on a main stage like that with no written bars at all. Well, it had lines, but it didn't have a round prepared for me. It didn't have one round wrote, because before the battle, he told me that. He walked straight up to me, was like, "Yo, P, I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't wrote, but I've got bits and bars here and there, and I'm gonna freestyle." I was like, all right, cool. And I'm thinking in my fucking murder you now.
But that's the thing about Pedro, isn't it? It's still great. You know.
Oh, definitely. Like, I enjoyed that battle. I'm cool with Pedro. Me and Pedro have partied together more than enough times. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with Pedro. He's a good guy.
Yeah, no, totally. And this is such a fun battle. And just before we get into the bars, I mean, the amount of people there is crazy.
Yeah, I just remember, like, because there's where the stylus is, like, as you can see, the main stage, like, behind there's like a green room where all the battlers chill and that before the event. Like, green room, going through my bars, and there's like Big T sat on the sofa, there's Chiller Jones sat on the other sofa, fucking Arsenal's walking in and out of the room and shit. Like, there's just bottles of liquor everywhere, like beer cans and that, and I'm thinking, come on, P, fucking deal with yourself properly now. Don't be great. And I remember I had a big, massive shot of whiskey before I came out on stage, and then I poured myself another whiskey and Red Bull to take out on stage with me. And that first shot of Red Bull, like, I'd not eaten all morning or not. That first shot of whiskey, I'd not eaten all morning or nothing, and it just instantly hit me, bang. I was like, whoa, fuck. I feel a bit drunk now. And like I say, I think it all added to the performance.
And, you know, you kick off by saying you had been gone for a while. Obviously, you had that on 5th birthday, so there was this cultural awareness of you. It's only right you started off with a couple of true facts. When all the men were at sunburn, you were at the beach with a white bitch. She was getting sunburned.
Yes.
It's kind of your slogan of sorts, it begins, doesn't it?
Yeah, like... well, that was the first time I did it, and it popped so much. Like, I was like, whoa, I'm going to run with this for a couple of battles. And, like, a few battles in, when I've started saying it now, I can see the anticipation in people's faces and that, like, what is he actually going to fucking say? I can see battlers like, fuck, what is he going to say? So it kind of worked.
Yeah, no. And then, you know... It's interesting as well, the anatomy, the fact that, you know, you have quite a good punch, quite a basic punch, stopped his drive like I smashed his computer. But then the setup, the pussy hole you about as real as your jeweler gets a huge reaction.
Yeah, I think that's because I said it against Soljitsu when I remixed the bar, and Pedro is known for wearing them fucking 2-pack chains and them chains with the fucking guns on and all that kind of shit that looks like you bought them from a market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I said that, I think it banged, but unlucky, he didn't actually have one of his chains on that day. I was pissed off.
And, I mean, when the camera cuts, it's a great visual difference between you and Pedro on stage as well. You just look great facing each other.
Yeah, because I was clearly about 2 foot taller than he.
It's just like the sort of, I don't know, the whole street aesthetic with you both is just makes for a great battle. And like one of the things that I really liked, which is again the progression. At the end of your first, you have kind of like a sort of mini angle, kind of, where it's like, you know, talking about you all going to Nando's and like,
yeah,
you know,
I'll never forget that. That is a true story. Everything I said in that was true.
Can you recap it here?
Yeah, we went basically that it was a morning after the Nottingham event. That night I was battling Mixie in Leicester. So we all got up and went to Nando's that morning before we left Nottingham to go to Leicester. And there was basically, we was all in there. There was all the Leeds battlers and the Don't Flop staff, plus Pedro and someone else. See, another battle got confirmed at that table and never happened as well, but I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
Like, so, yeah, we was all there chilling, and then like, as you know, in Nando's, you have to go up and order your food. There ain't somebody who comes to your table. And I've walked up first, ordered my food with Rowan and Liam, who's come back and sat back down. We're chilling. Matt has got up, ordered his fucking vegan this and that bullshit. Right. And then we sat down just chilling.
Is Matt a vegan?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I didn't realise that.
I was sat there thinking to myself, wait a minute, everyone's eating, what's Pedro doing? And I can just see the guy stood with his chair facing out the window doing the I'm hungry but I'm going to pretend to play on my phone kind of thing. I was like, what the fuck? Then the guy's like, oh, I need someone to buy me a train ticket home or travel home. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me, bruv? Yeah. You've come to Knoxville and spent all your money, not got no food or way to get home. And I was like, do you know what? For being irresponsible, mate, I'm not going to help you. So that I thought, yeah. And then when I confirmed to battle him, all that just basically came to mind, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna bring this shit up.
Yeah, man, you tie it together really well, and even without your little explanation there, which is really funny, you do it really well. The sort of, you know, MC's going in on their selected side, he's sitting with his mouth trying not to look under pressure, with his mouth dripping. Sideman couldn't afford a side, couldn't afford a Sprite. It's going to sit him down to the ground when he pitches up his tent tonight. Oh, man. That's
yeah,
funny,
man. Oh, yeah, going back to that as well. Like, we was all sat at the table eating, yeah, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but a proper, well-known grime MC from Nottingham, Marvin, yeah?
Right.
Who's done a ton of Words of Weapons and that, like, he's crazy. SBTV's the lot. I basically just walked into Nando's while we're all eating, and was sat there talking to him, like, and they confirmed him versus Dialect that day. And I don't know how that didn't happen, because that would have been fucking crazy. But yeah, that battle, that's a battle that up to this day I'd still love to see now. Like, it would be crazy. That got confirmed at that table. I hope one day it can actually happen, man.
Yeah, no, it's at the time of recording this, Tony D Dialect has just gone down, but the actual footage isn't out yet. But I've heard that's a classic as well.
I was there for that. Yeah, that was a good battle. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And Pedro beginning his first. You look like Snoop Dogg collided with Tenchu.
That was a fucking genius line. That was a genius line.
And he tries to flip the whole Nando's thing. He's like, you talked about finger licking chicken, your missus is hitting women. I guess it kind of goes somewhere.
What a guy.
And the whole sort of snow season in the fucking Caribbean gets huge reaction.
Yeah.
You know,
I
mean,
he said one of my favourite lines in that as well. He says something about your missus is harassing Timberland on Instagram. I love that bar. That is genius. It's like he's just got a big book of multis and he's like, right, that don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. Fuck it, I'll bang them together. And it works.
Unbelievably so. I mean, in the second where he's like talking about, you've got Bruce Lee's pumps on. Where does 2P come from? Right, just the kind of...
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It pissed me off because when I found out I was going on main stage, I went out that morning and bought new trainers, and then the guys say you got Bruce. I'm like, you motherfucker.
You know, and then the sort of bars of Pedro that just don't make sense. The 1,000 fossil fuels under your fish tank. I don't really know where that comes from. I mean, that gets a big reaction because people are like, what? But like, in your second of all, like, you seem really comfortable on the big stage. You know, you clearly know your bars very well, as you said.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it helps being in Leeds, like, or what. Like, that day, like, everything just went perfect, and it's like I knew going into the battle, like, I am gonna fucking smash this, because I didn't feel nervous at all. Like, I had no nerves, and I think that was the confidence that I had knowing my bars.
Yeah. And I guess you don't have to travel, do you? You kind of just got that subconscious, like you're at home kind of thing, in a sense.
Yeah, literally, bro. I got up that morning, got in a taxi, paid the taxi driver £4.50. I'm at the event. Do you know what I mean? And we're walking through, like, because the event's in the university, so you have to like walk through the university grounds to go to into the event. I remember walking through there was literally about 20 of us just up for it, and I was like, yes,
yeah,
this is good, man.
Yeah, you know that. And I mean, before this, Pedro, were you a fan of his battling?
Yes and no. Mm-hmm. It was like I'd seen the odd things, and I was one of them that saw his own style as annoying rather than good. But against me, I was like, fucking hell, this guy said a lot of good shit. And then from then, like you say, from that battle on is when he was like really fucking peaking. Mm-hmm. So I got into him a lot more then, and like now I think Pedro is an absolute legend. But at first I was like, who is this little Wally talking about he's gonna stab guys and do this and do that, which I think is everyone's first general perception of Pedro. But once you get to know him and know what he's about, you're like, nah, this guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah, no, I mean, his imagination is just out of this world, really. Sort of, you know, where he goes with the words is absolutely insane. You can't help but be a fan. And I think if people were to go back and watch sort of his most acclaimed battles, this would be one of them. Like, you know, this is one of his best. He might not be writing wise, but it's just kind of it's vintage Pedro, isn't it? His delivery and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just back and forth. Like, it's mad.
You went for the Sikh temples in the last battle. In this one, you go for the techno rave.
Yeah, I think out of all of the schemes I've done, that's probably my favourite one. Like I say, yet again, that was another joke, and Matter was like, yo, do it, P.
Good old Matter in the background, man, just motivational.
That's Matter got me my tryout, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I thought, well, if you're going to Rowan and you're saying to him, yo, can my boy P get a tryout? Rare, because this is a thing. Contacted Matter and he was like, yo, Matter, are you gonna battle Ogmios at Sunburn? And Matter was like, yeah, if you give my boy P Solja a tryout, just off the bat. That's why I tried out at Sunburn. Because if you look, like, it was rare for people to try out at Sunburn. Yeah, and that day they put 2 tryouts, which was, well, the 2 battlers that came good from them tryouts was me and Tally. And there was the 2 tryouts, the 2 days. I forgot who Tally battled. I don't think that went too well for the other guy. But yeah, me and Bizzo battled. I lost, but I think that battle I pissed all over him and I beat myself by choking.
Like a white bitch.
But yeah, so like I went on some different route then, but what I was basically saying is, so when I was coming into Don't Flop, I thought, right then, Matter's co-signed me, which means I'm a representation of Matter. So when I was like writing my bars and that, I was spitting bounds to them to him, them down phone, or I'd ring him, I'd say, yo, what do you think of this scheme or this idea? And like he was like, yeah man, fucking run with it. And a lot of it's worked, which Matter will know because he's 23 battles deep on Don't Flop or something crazy.
Shit. Yeah, no, Matter is I mean, Matter is in my favourite Don't Flop battle ever, Soul versus Matter. I think Matter is incredible. I need to get him on the show. I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah, man, he's not hard to get older, and I'm sure he'll be pretty much willing to do it. I've just dropped a podcast with Matter anyway. Go check that out, man.
You do a podcast with Matter?
Yeah. Well, we did the first one last week and we released it this morning.
What's it called? What's it called, man?
The podcast is called Cigarettes and Vodka.
And what is it? Just you guys just chatting and
just basically, yeah, me and Matter chill together quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? And we talk a lot of shit. And we were just like, why are we keeping this to ourselves? We might as well just share it with the world. And basically, that's what we do. We just talk shit, smoke, drink, and play the occasional song now and again. It's not to be taken too serious. We aren't looking to get 1 million views off of it. It's just something for fun, innit?
So, Cigarettes and Vodka.
Yeah, if you go onto Mixcloud and search for Cigarettes and Vodka podcast, you should find it.
I'll try. I'll put the link in the description of the episode as well, so people can. I'll
get the links to you and all that anyway. But yeah, like Matter, you need to get him on because he's a funny guy, man, and plus he's got a hell of a story.
He's just man, and even like his recent return, like the Harry Baker battle, was so good.
That was ridiculous. I knew when that battle got confirmed it was gonna be crazy, but like to actually be there and it was like to see Matter first time doing a solo battle since Ogmios, and I was just like, yes, let's hear this. And the thing is with Matter, like he kind of keeps a lot of shit to himself, and then like I think it was like the day before the flyer come out or something, he's like, oh yeah, I've agreed to battle Harry Baker. I'm like, have you? Fucking hell, sick. And he was like, yeah, I've got 2 rounds, listen. I'm like, what? Yeah, man, crazy guy, man. But that battle did bang.
And do you have that relationship with some people like Matter where you sort of, show each other your bars and what you're working on?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've got it with many people, but Zen and Matter, will ideally know the majority of my bars because that's who I will display my shit to once I've done. And I think they're two pretty good fucking judges, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, yeah. And then sort of going in on Pedro, really like the close of the third as well. So, you know, where you're talking about, so ladies, if you happen to see a Persian bloke in the crowd lurking low, look like he's taking a third of coke, just know to keep your eyes open and your purse is closed. So. Yeah.
And the thing is, I can't multi, and I blew myself away with that, mate, when I wrote it. I was like, yes, I fucking done it. Like... But yeah, with that as well, there was a rumour going around that fucking some woman got the fucking handbag pinched and then it gave back to her, and there was rumours that it was Pedro, there's rumours it wasn't Pedro, there was rumours it was fucking whoever, do you know what I mean? To be honest, I don't even think it happened. I think it was just all bollocks. Because I spoke to Pedro after and he was like, I don't know what you're on about. And I spoke to other people and they're like, nah, I ain't got a fucking clue, but it worked and it banged. I said it, fuck it.
Yeah. Fuck it, you can win battles on fake personals. I'll always say that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A fucking hell. I give Danny Jack 3 rounds of fake personals. Like, that's what you do with it.
And then Pedro finally in his third, you know, he says, interestingly, that he had 4 rebuttals, but he can only remember 1. Because I remember Pamphlet saying...
That was a punchline itself.
Yeah. That's true, actually. And then, we have the Timberland Instagram bar that you mentioned. That's a great bar in this round.
Yeah.
And one of his most random bars, no one's got bars as hard as me. I'll fight a Chinese person when it's 9-3. It's just... you know, it just comes out, and you know, fantastic battle. It's a shame that we haven't really seen you back on a big stage like this since.
See, this is the thing. Like, I've been offered the battles, and it's me personally that's turned them down, bro. It's not like Dope Flops capped my progression, not at all. It's me. Like, I've turned the battles down for a bunch of reasons. Either I'm busy the same day, or I've whatever. Like, I just haven't got the time to prep or whatever. I'm not one of them guys that will take a battle for battle's sake. Oh, fucking hell, he's offering me some money here. I'm going to... Nah, I will not do that. So it's like I was meant to battle at Checkpoint. I was meant to battle at the last birthday. I was meant to battle Carlos on Grime, which battle I thought was just made no sense at all. So I declined that battle purely for that reason. And Earl was pretty much trying to convince me to do that for quite a bit, and I was just like, no. I've never heard Carlos on Grime, and he hasn't battled for about 2 years. And when he has been named to battle, he's no-show. I'm like, nah, I think I worked harder to want better than that for the birthday after the performance I put on last year as well, which was against Pedro. So I was like, no. And then the birthday this year in Leeds, I was meant to be doing an absolutely massive battle. I can't say what the battle is because it's been moved to Checkpoint now, but it is an absolutely massive battle. But it just so happened on the 19th, I've been booked in Denmark for about 4 months. I've already had a deposit for it, so there was no way I could have... I mean, I'm not that guy. I couldn't do that after I've taken a deposit and agreed to it, give the guy my word. So that kind of like took me out of the runnings for the birthday. So you'll see me on the main stage again soon, and I will smash it in, I guarantee you.
I don't know who you're going to battle at that Checkpoint, but there's a few people that I really hope. Is it an international?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say Head Ice.
No, it's not an international, but that's all I'm willing to say.
Okay. Would you battle Head Ice?
I'd love to. Listen, I've told her over and over again, give me one of these American. I was meant to battle K Shine at the last birthday. Yes. I was meant to battle K Shine and it didn't get into the country. We agreed on a 2-round battle to go down at the pre-party, and Zen was meant to freestyle battle DNA as well that same time.
Why didn't the Zen thing happen?
Because Zen didn't travel to London then, because obviously we was going to be travelling together. And when I heard that K Shine didn't get into the country, we was just like, well, there's no point in me travelling or at a pre-party. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect, but like I can see where he was coming from.
Yeah, it's a shame though. I mean, for your battle and for Zen's battle, those would have been really, really good battles to have. But we push on to another great card, 6.5 birthday, home crowd again. You're a big name at this point, and it's against Impact.
Yeah, like the same thing happened with that, like leading up to the event. I think for that I only had, I think, a week, maybe 2 weeks prep, because leading up to that I didn't have a battle for so long. And I was like, come on, man, I need a fucking battle. And he was like, all right, I'll get you Impact. And I was like, well, Impact's a better name than like most at the minute. Like it's pretty, like a lot of battles deep. He's well respected as a writer. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll battle him, why not? And then it turned, like, up to this day, like, I think I won that battle, bro. I'm gonna lie to you, I really think I won that battle. If I lost, right, I will say I lost, like I did earlier. Like when I battled Soljitsu, I knew I'd lost. But when I battled Impact, like, I genuinely think I won that battle, man. But it's like when a guy rebuttals, it's like he gets that extra edge in the round. It's like they give him that extra point in the round for rebuttaling. So I think that makes people's performance look. And Impact said a lot of bait shit to me as well, man.
But yo, these bullies bite nasty. You're gonna need more than repel, cause I'll leave 6 shells to his chest like the front of Raphael.
You kick off against Impact, the ever technical Impact, murder this white boy. Again, while you man were X, I was Y. You were with his bitch learning how to speak Punjabi.
Yeah, like that line got a massive reaction because Impact's one of them guys, like, he takes his girl to every event. Do you know what I mean? So there is certain battlers that do that, like Enigma does it as well.
You were saying it?
She was stood right, like at the side of the stage, mean mugging me.
Right.
Like I said it all. Like when I battled Enigma and I was talking about his missus, she came up to me after the battle and she was like, "Ray." I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Chill out, man." Because I said something about that. I was like, "I hope your baby's born with a funny hand," or something like that in the battle. And she's like, "My kid's got a funny." I was like, "Whoa, fucking hell, chill out." So like, after the Impact battle, his missus wasn't really like that, but I could tell she was like, "You fucking dickhead."
Yeah, I mean, further examples. Check out the interview with Mickey Worthless and Archaic after their battle with Steph. That's another pretty bad one. And you go in on his Don't Flop tattoo, which is pretty weird, right?
Of course it is. Unless your name is Rowan Fife, Liam Bagnall, or fucking Freddie Scott, don't get a Don't Flop tattoo, bro. Do not do it.
Even Bamalam's a stretch, isn't it?
Bamalam is a massive stretch. Because if you were bringing, you can't do that, bro. You have to be one of the foundations, bro. Like, you can't be getting it'd be like me signing to G Unit tomorrow and then getting G Unit tattooed on my hand. Why the fuck am I gonna do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long this relationship's gonna last. And look, it's fucked. What are you gonna do? Oh yeah, when you're an old man. Oh yeah, this is one rap battle league I used to do. It's like, oh, did you own it? No. So why have you got it tattooed on you? Oh well, I battled there a few times. It don't make sense.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Yeah. I battled P Solja once though on the league. So
yeah, you might know him.
Does Jay Short have one as well, or is it just Impact?
I don't know if that's a rumor, but I've never seen it. If he has, it's hid.
Yeah,
must be on the base of his backus.
Yeah, just a huge back piece, a D and an F on each shoulder blade. And yeah, I mean, it is a fun round, and like, Impact. One of the things that I really like about Impact, like I say, he is very technical. He's very, just like, his breath control is fantastic, isn't he? Every bar is so pronounced. Yeah.
He is so easy to understand.
Goes in deep, the sunglasses indoors. Such a great height because the stage light gets in your eyes.
That is that. Do you know what? He hit the nail on the head with that. I do wear sunglasses because the stage lights get in my eyes. That is literally the only reason. I don't wear them to look hard. I don't wear them to know. Like, that is the reason. And when he said that, I was like, "Fuck, go on, lads."
And he talks about something that happened in Norway. What was he referring to?
All right, yeah. Basically, I got booked for a battle in Norway, yeah. And before the battle, like, I was talking to the promoters, yeah, and I was like, I basically said to the promoter, "Do you want me to come there and give you 3 rounds of bars, or do you want me to come there and pull an antic and get you loads of views?" Right. And he was like, "I want you to pull an antic and get me loads of views." I was like, "All right, then, cool." So I did my first 2 rounds, delivered them fine. Like, the whole, if you watch the battle, like, I just stand still like a statue the whole battle, looking straight forward. This guy is going crazy, spitting bars, trying to get all up in my personal space, and I am not giving him one reaction at all. I'm just still like a statue, not reacting, and it was grating on the guy so much. And he was treating his battle like it was the biggest battle of his life. So when it comes to the 3rd round, I spat, I think it was 8 bars, and then I just basically said, "Fuck this, I only came here for the free holiday," and walked out of the venue, walked straight out of the front door, through the people, out of the front door, walked round to the front window of the venue, lit up a cigarette and started watching the event through the fucking window. And I didn't know, when I stepped out, Mickey Worthless stepped in and started freestyling against the guy, which just added more to the effect of it being absolute fucking crazy fuck up antic. Like, and when I came out, the promoter was going nuts. The guy who I battled was pacing up and down the street wanting to fight me and everything, and I was just stood there laughing. Bro, I was in Norway practically by myself, do you know what I mean? There was nobody, like, at that point there was nobody that I was tight enough with to think, yeah, if all goes down, these guys are going to back me. I basically went there with Bowski, Flexplicit, Mickey Worthless, Raptor and Briggsy, and I didn't know none of them like that to think, oh, if this kicks off, are these guys going to back me or whatever? Not saying that them guys are fucking bitches and all, because if shit would have kicked off, I would have backed them. Do you know what I mean? So they'd have probably done the same, and it was pacing up and down the street and that, and I was like, fuck. And then I've gone to the promoter. You might kick off, but I bet you that's the most viewed battle from your event, and up to this day it is. But he just brought up that I went over there and fucking got treated like a wanker and all this kind of stuff and that, which I didn't. I treated them like a wanker and got invited back another 2 times.
How the hell do we find this video?
It's on Oil City Battles.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if you go onto Oil City Battles, it's on there. All the battles from that event are on there.
Right, yeah, no, and that is just crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was literally mad. It was just good for like the sheer, like, when I just walked off the stage, yeah, walked out of the venue, it was like, people are like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, wait, he's gone? He's actually gone? Shit, he stood by the window, he's smoking a cigarette.
You know, you're second as well. I mean, it's a nice juxtaposition in this Impact battle, because he's so full of anger and, you know, full pumped up aggression, and you're also obviously chilled out. And gun so big it did a song with Paul McCartney. Yeah,
that's a big gun, that, isn't it?
Little, minor little stumble here, but you still keep it going.
Yeah. That was it. Like, with Impact, I didn't take the battle serious at all, because I knew how he was gonna turn up and what he was gonna do. And I know what I do. When I battled Impact, he didn't have a straight face the whole battle.
Yeah.
And that's what made it funny, because he was laughing in my rounds and that, and reacting to my shit and being a tough guy in his rounds, and I was just like, this is funny.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, I know if you saw Steams and Enes, but that's kind of a similar thing where Steams is laughing the whole round, but then Enes is like stone-faced when he's listening. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You cover Scheme as well. at the end of the second. Deny what the hotels when the jury's in. It's not bad.
See, nobody got that, and I thought that was fucking fire.
Yeah. It is fire, man. Battle Rap Resume got it. I mean, the main thing I want to ask you about in sort of Impact's next round, the whole eek thing and words of weapons. What happened there?
I'm so glad you asked me this question, because I've never had the chance to explain what happened yet. Basically, I got booked to battle Eek in Sheffield. Chronicle was like, oh, come on, do the battle. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do the battle. I don't feel Eek. And he's like, come on, just do it. I'll pay you X amount. I'll give you travel and rare. So I was like, yeah, cool. So I've got there. And when I've been doing the battle, like, the way the battle was edited, like, I wanted him to leave it all in, because I guarantee you this would have been a 1 million viewed battle by now, bro. I guarantee you it, right? So Chronicle's come to do the introductions to the battle now, On my right hand side we got P Solja from Leeds, rare. I'm like, yeah, P Solja, whatever, say my regular shit, big up everyone, let's go. On my left hand side, from Russia via fucking Manchester, whatever, we've got Eek. And Eek just basically stood there and started eek.bandcamp.com, eek the alien at Twitter, eek the alien rare, eek this, download this, I'm writing a book, I'm doing this. And everybody was stood there, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Then instantly, everybody started laughing at him, He spat his first round, Yeah. Everybody in the venue was laughing at him, bro, like, badly, to the point where Chronicle's like, can you show the MC some respect, please? Rare. It's not right. There was in the battle, Eek was like, I don't want to battle no more. And he didn't, like, he left all this in. Eek said, he didn't leave none of this in. Eek, on the grind round now, Eek has just multed a load of countries, one after another. Yeah. Venue laughed again. Chronicle has been like, give him a reload for it. I made him start again. I'm like, bro, that wasn't a reload. Like, the guy spat his round on grime, fucked up, said, can I have a reload, please? He's asked for a reload, like, and he's I'm like, what the fuck? And it just made the battle look like it was an even battle, and it just wasn't at all. And then when Impact said that, I was like, you motherfucker, because I can't sum all this up in a rebuttal. So that was kind of a checkmate moment. I was like, fuck, it kind of got me there.
That's a crazy situation.
It was, and after that, like, I don't think after that I battled on Words of Weapons again, because I was just like, do you know what, Cron, you can't fucking do that, man. You can't do that. If you can't misrepresent a battle. And he's like, what do you mean? And like, Zen wrote a status on Facebook like, nah, that battle did not happen like that any way, shape or form. Like, a few people from the event wrote statuses about it, and I was like, nah, fuck you. Like, literally, fuck you, Angelique, bro. And I never went back to him after that.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. I'll have to double check that battle out just with that in mind. And this is a good battle though, again, and ended up Impact getting the win. But I think maybe you have just more kind of interesting moments throughout.
Yeah, like, I think he got that win purely off consistency. Like, but I think when you compare the material together, I do genuinely think I won that battle.
No, I think so. And what's the thing at the end? There's footage of you like choke slamming O'Shea on a bed.
Oh, what is that at the end of that battle?
Yeah, right at the end, like the last 10 seconds, it kind of fades in.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that was in that battle. Basically, that happened that night. That's weird that is actually on that battle. Like, that night, everybody went back to this hotel. That's where the infamous piss story comes from and all that. Like, everybody went back to the everyone went back to the hotel that night, and basically everyone just got absolutely fucked. Like, everybody was smashed. Like, just think, imagine this, in one hotel room, there's me, Zen, Josiah Matrix, Pedro, Raptor, and O'Shea, and like 3 or 4 girls. On one side of the hotel room, Shuffle and Marlowe's got a room. On the other side of the hotel room, her's got a room. So basically, it was fucking mad. And that night, I got pissed and I just fucking grabbed Danny Jack and I fucking suplexed him. I fucking picked up Raptor. I did some fucking wrestling move on him. And then I was like, fuck it, come here, O'Shea. He stood up, yeah, and I grabbed him and I choke slammed him. But that was the only thing that got recorded from that whole thing. Like, it was fucked. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's there, man. I was watching it just today and I had it on in the background and I thought the battle was over. I was about to click it off and there it is. P Solja choke slamming O'Shea.
To be honest, like, I'm going back. If you listen to the podcast that I touched on earlier, like, there's a segment in that called Story Time with P Solja, and I actually tell the full story of that whole night from after the battle finished to the next morning. And like, so much shit happened that night. The hotel room got smashed up. Fucking girls got pissed on. Fucking
what is the girl piss story? Like, can you just
log into the podcast? Just know, it happened.
Okay.
And if you want the story, listen to the podcast. That was a shameless plug right there.
Cigarettes and vodka, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to hear that, we'll get into the final battle now. Huge battle, 112,000 view battle, Sunburn 2. You teaming up with Matter and going against Big J and Lefty.
Yeah, man. That battle right there, like, for me, that is the best 1-2 of the Don't Flop modern era. Like, you can't take away, like, the 2-on-2s back in the day with like Eddie P and Frisco and Lego and Tenchu and Matter and fucking Luna C. Obviously, like, you can't discredit them at all, but I think, like, since them times there, like, I think that is the best 2-on-2 to come out. Like, Shuffle and Marlowe versus Wizard and Scissors, classic. But I still think, like, me and Matter versus Big J and Lefty was just, it had everything. It had the over the head super bars by Matter and fucking Lefty, and it just had a massive comedy influx by me and Big J. And I think that is just perfect, because I think if you look at 2-on-2s, I think what makes a good 2-on-2 is matchup. 1-on-1, like, would be a classic. Matter and Lefty 1-on-1 would be a classic. So when you add them two together, it is just crazy. Like, and I think the chemistry and everything, like the way we approached the battle on both sides of both teams, like, I think was just perfect.
Yeah, it is really, really hilarious battle. You know, hugely viewed battle. And you and Matter, was it just natural for you guys to team up?
It was something that we said from, like, when I battled Wilsey and Matter battled Low Pesci, and Matter was like, do you know what, I'm probably done with battling now. The only thing I'll do is a 2-on-2 with UP. And it started off as a joke. And I was like, nah, fuck it, let's do a 2-on-2. And then one day we was at an event, I can't remember what event it was, but me and Matter were pissed up, and we've gone up to her and we're like, tell Shuffle and Marlowe we're coming for the fucking titles, line up Wizard and Scissors, line up Big J and Lefty, we'll fucking take them all rare, who doesn't forget a fucking thing. Like, messaged us about 3 weeks down the line, like, I'm organising Sunburn, what you saying, P Solja, Matter versus Big J and Lefty. We was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Negotiated, got everything ironed out, and we fucking, it just ended up happening.
And Matter, I told you, no shoulder strap, tied together your two shoelaces, and it's palm over your forearm so you can shoot straight, get it?
I'll remember this time. But you know what though, angles,
gay.
Personals,
gay.
Creatively breaking down your opponent,
extra gay. Extra gay, but me, I'd rather let it spray. I've this family suited up in church, but it ain't his wedding day.
You'll get dropped in the club now. Baseline.
Me and Matter was like, we said we was gonna team up for time, and like, that's that. I don't think I'll team up with anyone else now as far as acapella goes. Like, that's the thing.
You guys are a great fucking pair together.
It's like we live on the same street. Do you know what I mean, bro? Right. So it made sense. We literally live like, I I'd say about 6-7 houses apart. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So it's just mad accessible. I can walk past his house and see him in his front garden smoking.
Yeah.
And then we can catch up. It was just mad accessible.
Yeah. And, you know, Matt, really funny stuff. While all you man out squabbling at the press conference, I was at home naked, posing in the mirror, feeling self-conscious.
See, with that as well, like, I wrote the intro to the battle. I was like, right, Matt, like, I've been doing this for a while now. I want to start the battle like this. And he was like, yeah, cool. It makes sense. So I was like, yeah, I was with a black beach damaging a neck joint. And then he comes to me, he's like, yo, P, check this, what I thought of. And he said it to me, and bro, I was uncontrollably laughing for about 5 minutes. I was like, bro, you have got to say that. And then he banged like crazy.
Yeah, it kills it. It subverts the expectations so fucking well. For the past 3 weeks, you've been trying to get Matt to say the M word. You give him a hood pass that you printed off. That's a pretty funny concept.
That was Matt's idea as well. Like, because at first I was like, Matt, say nigga. And he's like, nah, fuck that. No way. Like, bro, he wouldn't even say fucking about, bro. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, fucking hell, Matt, you're so. I was like, all right, then I should give you a hood pass. And he was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. And he went away, fucking printed out a hood pass and everything, and like turned up. He put a little fucking bow around it and everything, like it was a proper scroll and a lot. I was like, yes, Matt, you genius.
And then yeah, just loads of great shit. Snatched better pay Jay, snatches kids out of play date, roll up in the whiff, arm waving like I'm trying to nay. You know, pretty heavy shit. Really kind of funny improv style stuff where like Matt is trying to like shoot the gun and like you're like, have you taken the safety off and stuff? It's pretty funny. Yeah, like that was all like that wasn't even in the actual battle. Yeah. That was just like ad-libs off the cuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, have you taken the safety off? And even Matt was like, whoa, what? You were taking the safety off the battle, man. Like, that's one of the that's one of the good things of being confident and fully knowing your shit, because you can. I could have stopped me, tied up my shoelace, had a conversation, and still being able to drop in exactly where I was with that bars. Yeah. I knew my shit that well. So when you know your shit that well, you can do stuff like that, which makes for a better battle. And a ton of owl bars in there first. Bro, I am not gonna lie. Like when that battle came out on the pay-per-view edit was totally different to the original edit. Like the pay-per-view edit had a lot of like my reactions in to their bars, right. And like there was some time, because it's one angle and the angle was a lot wider panned than the original angle of the video, and in that, like everything they was saying about when they first said Matter was an owl and that, like, bro, I was dying. It was a point where I was trying not to laugh. Do you know what I mean? But I just couldn't help it. And then when Big J goes about Matter, more like what's the matter with your mouth? Like, bro, I absolutely died. And it wasn't what he said, it was the way he said it. I was like, oh my fucking God, how am I going to hold this in? And then in the pay-per-view, you could see it, but in the actual normal cut of the video, it was taken out, and I was like, thank fuck for that. Matter watch this and think I'm snaking him. You know, he's winging it. He looks like Drake's logo. Matter's on the block, perched up. You know, slow it down. Then, slow it down. Matters. The hoodie helps you fly, G. But then Matter killed it with the rebuttal, though. Yeah. 2. Those owl bars was a hoot. Wow, that knocked. Everyone was like, "What the fuck?" No, and then the owl spin heads 360. Yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Another dope flip. I mean, the whole battle really is killer, and then Matt kind of clowning on the killer crop as well throughout is really good. The two of you fit together nicely. Yeah, man. Yep. Like
when we're just coming together and writing and stuff like that, like the chemistry is just, it's right.
Yeah.
Like I've done like grime 2-on-2s before, and like when I did the grime 2-on-2 with Swift against Easy and Striker on Don't Flop, the way we wrote that was different. Like I was writing 16s, he was writing 16s, then we'd come together and just spit the bars together, and like I think that reflects on the camera rather than actually having writing sessions and linking up and sharing ideas, like ringing each other saying, yo, I've got this idea and that. And I think that is what me and Matt do, and I think that is what makes us work so well. Like the whole communication aspect, you can't do, like, I don't understand how people do 2-on-2s together and they're in a different country. I couldn't imagine writing a battle over Skype. It's weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It has to be done sometimes, doesn't it? Just by necessity, but it is weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't think you can gauge each other. Like look at Shuffle and Marlowe. They have everything down to a T, from the way they rap to like ad-libs to body language and everything. And you can't get that over Skype or a phone.
And, you know, this battle, highly regarded. You know, do you look back on this with great pride?
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, like, after the battle as well, Matt came up to me and he was like, yo, P, I'm not going to lie, bro, you absolutely stole the show in that battle. And for that to come off someone like Matt, do you know what I mean? I was like, fucking hell, like, I'm really, like, doing it right now.
Yeah, that is...
so, yeah, man, right, that battle is, like, it's one of them that if someone's like, oh, show me what you do, then I will put on that battle, because it is that good. Do you know what I mean?
And you seem to have took your pedal off the gas to a certain extent, not battling as much, but still seem to be battling every 3 or 4 months. You know, you still love it.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like getting a crowd reaction. Yeah, there is no better feeling than that. Like it's unreal, and it's an addictive feeling. But at one point, like, if you followed like what I've done, like at one point, bro, I was the most booked battler in the UK, like, and nobody can dispute that. I was like literally battling on every single platform that came out, and it's still something that I want to do. Like, I want to be able to have said I have battled on every platform. So I am going to have a Gift of the Gab battle at some point. Like, I've got to do it. It's something that I've said to myself. I said that I'd never battle for any other league UK-wise other than Don't Flop due to a couple of bad business I've had in the past. But it's like, you learn to just forgive and forget. Do you know what I mean? Like, shit happens. Like, when people first start out, they might make false promises, but you can't keep a constant judgment over someone down to that. Do you know what I mean? So at one point, I was just battling someone booked me, yo, P, do you want to do this? How much? Yeah, this. I'm like, right, yeah, cool, I'll be fucking there. Do you know what I mean? And I just kind of saw it damaging my brand, because there was no anticipation of watching a P Solja battle, because there was one coming out every other fucking week. Yeah. So I just thought, yeah, man, let me just take my foot off the pedal and then just raise my stock a bit more.
Is there anything booked for 2016?
I've got a battle in December. That, in fact, I'll tell you that one. It's not confirmed. Well, it's more or less confirmed, which is me versus O'Shea.
Yeah.
Which is gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go down at Revival in December in Manny. I think that is. And
that makes sense. That one. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that's good. Me and O'Shea have been building a battle between each other for ages. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. I came into battle watching him. When I first started watching battles, I watched O'Shea, Pamphlet, and Mickey Worthless. They was the 3 battlers, and Luna C, sorry. They was the battlers that I came in watching. So for me to get the opportunity to battle O'Shea, I was like, I came into the game wanting to battle him, and then he saw what I was doing, and he actually wanted to battle me. It just happened that when it's been arranged and that, it's just never been right for both of us. And we did actually have a battle that never came out because O'Shea choked his ass off and made the battle shit. Up to this day, he still apologises to me about that battle, but I ain't got no qualms over it. To be honest,
where did that was that on Don't Flop?
Nah, that was on Words of Weapons,
Right.
And it was 1 round a cappella, 1 round rap, 1 round on grime. And I think O'Shea must have had some personal shit like the night before he turned up. He looked a bit worse for wear, and that I knew head-wise he wasn't there, do you know what I mean? So the battle didn't go how it was meant to. Like, I still went there, battled, we both got paid, like, and I was just like, fuck's sake, like, I was looking so much forward to that battle, but again, in life, shit happens, so you can't really hold that against the man for that. But yeah, there's me and O'Shea, and I'm battling on the same weekend as a birthday in Denmark, which I'm battling a guy called Jake OZ, which is a guy from Australia. I'm battling in Denmark, so
excellent.
I'm gonna kill him, to be honest, because like when I first battled in Denmark, in April, I battled a guy called Geezer G, and like when I went over there, they didn't wrong me or nothing like that, but I got a misunderstanding of what actually was going on, because I went there and I prepared 3 1 minute and 10 second rounds, So I've gone there, I've prepared that for a non-judged battle. So I've just gone there just to display my skills and just get it on. I've turned up there, they've told me, the battle's going to be judged, it's 2 minute rounds and all this. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I've done the battle. The battle was smooth, calm. Both of us did a great, but I felt like I underprepared for that situation. But now when I go back, I'm gonna absolutely smash it in half. So that's literally it until next year checkpoint, and that's when, So after the O'Shea battle, I might not look to battle until checkpoint, but something good enough not to refuse comes up, I'll do it.
No, excellent, man. I mean, you've done 35 battles in like 3 or 4 years. It's a crazy amount of work. So happy that you're still battling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love it.
So we'll close up, P, with just a few quick fire questions, if that's okay. Whatever comes to the top of your head. First one being favourite Don't Flop battle.
My favourite Don't Flop battle is... Which battle have I watched a lot? Do you know what? I've watched... I wouldn't say it's my favourite, but I've watched it a lot, which was Innuendo and Duke versus Soljitsu and Wilsey. That battle makes me laugh so fucking much. But then my favourite battle all round is probably Shotty Horror versus Arsenal. I'm not really a Shotty fan. It's mainly for Arsenal because I think that battle is fucking crazy. Then you've got Dialect versus Daylight, yeah, man, I love the antics, me. Any Calcium Kid battle, But that's my answer.
P Solja versus Calcium Kid, that wouldn't be a bad battle.
See, that's another battle I'd love to do, man. I would love to do that.
Favourite King of the Dot?
Favourite King of the Dot is Daylight versus Law Pesci.
No, antics, man. You love them, right?
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
And then URL?
URL, I'd probably say Shotgun Shug versus... who was it that... Shotgun Shug versus... who was it when he battled him?
What, was it recent?
I can't... Yeah, it was one of his recent battles, and I can't remember who it was. And I think it was the Proving Grounds versus Rookies versus Bex card.
Did he battle T-Top? No, he battled Saga at that card.
And he was really pushing him around and that, and it had I'll push him around like Shaq in the paint and
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that I love any Shotgun Shug battle, and Daylight versus Mike P has just flew straight to the top, Jesus Christ. That battle is ridiculous.
Yeah, that battle is absolutely outstanding. And finally, 2 questions. First one being favourite film?
My Favourite film is, I'd have to pick three.
Okay.
Which is my number one favourite film of all time is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
My second favourite would be, if you've seen it.
Will be the what? Sorry.
And my third.
What was the second?
Ghost Dog.
Ghost. Oh yeah, Way of the
Ghost Dog.
Samurai. Yeah.
Ghost Dog, and my third is probably Kill Bill. Like, I love them fucking films, man.
Nice, man. Interesting choices. And then finally, your favourite band or artist, musical artist, that is in no way hip hop related.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, hands down.
Nice.
Like, I fucking love them, bro. Like, and that's a thing that people would not really know about me. So I'm glad you asked me that. Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, man. Like, I've got all the fucking shit, like all the music and that. Like, I've actually got T-shirts and that. I'm gonna go see them in December and that. Yeah, I love them,
they're doing like an arena tour, aren't they? The UK.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and see them in Denmark, hopefully.
Nice.
But if not, I'll catch them in Manchester or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like. But my favorite, like, I have to tell you my favourite hip-hop act. And
please, yeah.
Kanye West or Gucci, man. Like, them two there are the reason why I am who I am. If I'm in a situation, I'll think, right, fuck it, what would Kanye do in this situation? What would Gucci do in this situation? Fuck it.
That's a good motto to live by, man. So, thanks so much for joining us. And your music as well, how do people get out that?
Everything I ever do is on psolja.bandcamp.com.
Right.
I put a new mix out yesterday, actually, a new EP, which is Painkillers for a Broken Heart, which is something different to what I normally do. Like, there's no grime on it. I'm not really.
Yeah, I listened
rapping.
I listened to it, man. Don't Play. That's a great song.
Yeah, man. Like, it's something I'm just trying to do differently. Like, at the end of the day, like, we all go through breakups and shit like that. It's just part of life. And like, I broke up with a girl a few years ago, and like, just over the times, I've just been jotting little bits and bats down because I don't really write like that. Do you know what I mean? So I just been jotting down bits and bats, and then it just ended up being a little project that I put together. Like, one of my friends, one of my very, very close friends, who's on every track on the fucking mixtape, on the EP, which is Boyski, like, me and him were spending a lot of time together, so we were just coming up with little ideas for songs and little hooks and that. And he's not a rapper, he's not musical at all, but he was like, he'd seen me go in studio and all that, and he was like, yo, I wouldn't mind giving that a go. So I sat down, I helped him write and stuff like that, and then we put out that little project, which is fucking, I like it, man. I think that and El Petrillo are my two best bodies of work, so check them out if you get a chance, man.
Yeah,
viewers, listeners.
Excellent. Yeah, no, definitely. And the podcast as well, finally, is Cigarettes and Vodka, isn't it?
Cigarettes and Vodka, that is on Mixcloud.
All right, dope, man. And finally, Twitter
at P Solja. Everything is at P Solja on Twitter, Instagram, fucking everything. Snapchat, P-Solja, all that.
All right, dope, man. Well, thanks so much. This has been great.
Nah, thank you, man. I've enjoyed it, man.
It's P Solja, I am the boss. Ever since you, I've been draped in boss. Dr. Robotnik, flex, boss. End of the level, come see me, boss. I'm a cold brother, don't give no toss. Show your albums wash. Show your food, you're taking a loss. Made a tingle, pop in, talking bros. I've been cold since back in the days, then hit baseline and talk about boss. I've been cold since back in the day, Rick Ross hit hip hop and said boss. Man keep talking about Molly and Flake, but the thing they're selling is overly washed. Get slapped on cam like Sin and Boss. No wedding, but I am the boss. And after my clash with Psycho, not one man can say I lost. And if you wanna try and test my faction, you will see the big tingo pop. Back in the day, taxi hop, mask on face, slanging them shots, OT shit, slanging in knots, late night in the trap house, hammering pots.